Today, we'll have Matt's first time planning a Disney World trip with his family. That's coming up on this episode 520 of WDW Prep to Go. Hello and welcome to WDW Prep to Go, where we talk strategy and ideas for people planning their Disney trips. I am your host, Shannon Albert from WDWPrepSchool.com. Thank you for being here for episode 520. Today is another trip report, but it's a first-timer. You guys always love the first-timers, and it is always so impressive how they're able to learn so much because I feel like planning is getting harder and harder. So to really do it well requires more work than ever, and Matt did it. He's doing it. So today is going to be that trip report. As always, a reminder to follow on social media and to join us over on Patreon. It's my favorite place on the internet. And if you're not a patron, what are you waiting on? We would love to have you over there. One of the things that has been over there is about my upcoming move. I am leaving Mexico. And the reasons for that are many. And when you're listening to this, I am in transit on my way to the next location. So that has been a topic over there. If you would like to know more, feel free to join and listen. I think that's it. This is a long trip report, so I'm not going to waste any more time. But he does share the budget at the end. So if you would like to keep track in your head of what you think the total is, he will share the total at the end and see how close you get. Without any further ado, here are my chats with Matt. Welcome to the podcast, Matt.
Hi, thanks, Shannon.
We are talking on Wednesday, June 10th, and you just told me that you're headed to Disney World.
Yeah, super excited. We're ready to go.
What are your trip dates?
We fly out on Saturday, June 13th, and return on Sunday, June 21st.
Okay. Who's we in this trip?
So family of 6. So myself, my wife, Erin, 16-year-old daughter, Elizabeth, 8-year-old daughter, Sloan, and have twin boys, Brooks and Grant, who will turn 5 in July.
Okay. And first trip?
First trip for everyone except for my oldest daughter. She went pre-COVID, probably when she was 8 or so. And then my wife went when she was a kid. But other than that, it'll be our first family trip to Walt Disney World.
Okay. How did you decide to go now then?
My wife had been kind of on me of, hey, we need to take the kids. Let's hit that sweet spot for our youngest daughter, Sloan, before we want to make sure the magic is still there and everything. And I was kind of dragging my feet. And kind of about a year ago, she's kind of convinced me. And then probably we kind of scheduled it. And since then, I've been diving in and was kind of become my hobby to plan for everything.
Yeah. I mean, you had told me before you hit record that you were listening for a bit. So you must have just really dove into the podcast and all the planning.
Yeah, the podcast, all the social feeds, just trying to consume everything. It's been a nice little mental escape as you go through your daily lives and everything. So certainly looking forward to see what it's like in reality.
Yes, and you might have just discovered why it is so addicting to so many of us.
I can certainly understand that, and my guess is while it's our first trip, it certainly won't be the last.
Okay. Well, I am so excited. We don't get to talk to first-timers very often, so this is great. All right, so Saturday, June 13th is when you told us it starts. So are you flying or driving?
We are flying. So originally the plan was we were going to leave on the 12th and drive down. So we live in Michigan, and that would be a full part of a 3-day drive or 2 full days. And finally, I think we had taken another family trip and realized, you know what, that's not going to be great for everybody to be there. Already tired before you even step foot in the parks. We were able to book the flights before the price really got out of control, right? And so we are flying down on Saturday the 13th.
With a family of 6, it feels extra tricky because you have to, if flights go up, it's like, okay, well, now we got to multiply that times 6. It really adds up.
Yeah. And so we had some reward dollars and everything when watching the prices, and then they would jump by $50, right? And you're like, oh my goodness, 6 times 50 is 300. But we pulled the trigger at an appropriate time, and certainly a month later, prices went through the roof. I heard people talking about now how crazy those prices are, and so we certainly feel fortunate and very comfortable with our decision.
Okay. So you're flying from Michigan on Saturday, and then where are you headed? Where are you staying?
So we are, let's see, we fly out of Detroit about 6:30, get into MCO about 9:15. Private car service is picking us up. And so that first night, we're actually staying off property at the SpringHill Suites just across the street right there from Disney Springs.
Okay. And the times that you just said, are those AM or PM? Are you leaving early or later?
I'm sorry, we're leaving later.
Okay. So you land at 9:15 PM. So not much
Correct.
time there.
Nope. And so we're like, we're just going to stay off property, and then we're going to maximize our first day on property starting Sunday.
All right. And you said private car service too.
That's correct.
Okay. All right. So does that mean on Sunday, June 14th, that you move to a Disney World resort?
Yeah. So on Sunday the 14th, we're checking in at the Beach Club. The same private car service will pick us up at our offsite hotel, bring us in. We'll kind of drop off the bags early morning and then head over. We have a 10:20 reservation at 1900 Park Fair.
All right. I'm fascinated with how you're choosing things. Let's start with the Beach Club because you have a family of 6.
Yes.
What kind of room?
So I can't remember that. I think it's like a deluxe,
Mm-hmm.
whatever it is, right? So it's got 2 queen beds, double beds, and then it's got a full queen size or at least full size double pull out. And so we're able to do all 6 of us there. Every night, especially with the little kids hopping, who knows what combination people will be sleeping in beds, but at least there's a spot for everybody as well. So it looks like they only have maybe 6 in the room, right? So it was able to accommodate everybody and yet not do like a 2-bedroom villa or anything like that.
Mm-hmm. And on this day, when you're going to 1900 Park Fair, what's your transportation to get there?
So kind of using the tools on okay, how do I get from Beach Club to Grand Floridian and looking at both options, probably bus to Magic Kingdom and then either do the monorail. It may be our only real shot to do the monorail while we're there on property. And I think the kids will get a kick out of that. So that's probably the route we'll go. Although I guess we could go to Hollywood Studios and then take a bus to the Grand Flow there. So, but my guess is we'll bus to Magic Kingdom and at least before or after end up on the monorail.
Okay. Both will work. So 1900 Park Fair for kind of a late breakfast. What else on this day?
So then we'll take advantage of the free water park on the check-in day. And I think we're leaning towards going to Bluey right from there.
Okay. All right. Blizzard Beach.
Yep. And then we have an 8:30. So after the water park, head back to the hotel. There's a good chance we end up in a minivan on the way back there. I've been listening about the transfers and everything, and even your most recent, and I guess that was from Typhoon Lagoon, but I think it's still the same, right? So we'll probably go with the little kids. They're kind of on the edge of needing a booster or not. And so we'll probably end up in a minivan and head back to the Beach Club. We do have an 8:30 reservation for Beaches and Cream. We actually have a 8:30 for 4 people and an 8:35 for 2 people, and hoping to check in and see if they can put us, all 6 of us, together. So
I bet they will.
Yeah. So that's day 1.
Okay. Then what's your plan from Monday, June 15th?
So on the 15th, we're not checking in. We're going over to EPCOT. So we will rope drop that. And I'm hoping that first day that the kids will be so excited to get in the parks, we won't have any trouble getting them out the door. So we'll see.
Can you talk to me about lightning lanes?
Yeah. So we did all the lightning lanes. We'll probably talk cost on the back end of this, but it was kind of like, okay, for the price that we're paying, I don't want to say, man, if we would have spent just a little bit more, we wouldn't have had this headache. And I know it's going to be hot as it is. So if we can cut down on the downtime and increase the fun, I think that's a wise decision for us. So we kind of got all the lightning lanes. So I did those 3 or 4 days ago.
Mhm.
Let's see, we have a 10:05. Let's see, we're doing Figment at 10:05. I needed the ones I really wanted were later in the day, so I needed something to at least kind of check in and start churning there. So we have Figment there. We have Guardians at 1:55. We have Soarin' at 2:15, and then Test Track at 6:10 that day. I think what we'll try and do is rope drop Remy's, go to Frozen, and then get in line for Anna and Elsa, right? We're dealing with 3 different age groups of kids, right? So we have the 16-year-old who really is excited about all the rides, an 8-year-old who is, she enjoys her princesses. She loves Stitch, right? Which we'll get to later. And a couple of 4-year-olds, almost 5, they love Star Wars, but they also, all of them they think they enjoy rides. We'll see if they enjoy the size of it.
Yeah. So that was my next question is, how do you decide which lightning lanes to book, particularly for your youngest kids, for things like Guardians that are pretty big rides?
So on Guardians, I think the smoothness, quite frankly, in some ways, I'm probably most concerned about my wife. She has a little bit of motion sickness, but she's going to take the meds and everything. And she's been reading up on it and everything. And she's excited for it too. And we'll kind of do it on that. Now, later in the trip, when we get to Tron and 48 inches and them not being able, not all of them, to ride it, we went ahead and got them anyway, and we'll use their magic band, and a couple of us will get to go twice on those. So,
okay.
but like for Guardians, our hope is that everyone is going to go on Guardians, and they've been in our little, they've done some thrill rides, but they're local city or county fairs, right? But they like the idea of them. Once we get them on it, hopefully they'll have a good time.
Yeah, I just find that extra tricky for parents to have to figure this stuff out. It's one thing for adults to be like, yeah, I know what I'm into. It's another when you're trying to figure out what your kids are going to be into.
So we're even watching like YouTube videos of, hey, this is kind of what you can expect, right? Like in some ways, I don't want to spoil it for me. At the same point, it's important that they maybe aren't caught off by something new, right? And one of them has some anxiety, but he also is. He kind of enjoys doing fun stuff as well. So I think as long as they feel safe and supported, we're willing to give it a shot.
Okay. And on this EPCOT day, what are your thoughts on dining?
So on this day, this is probably one of the only days that we don't have any table service reservations. We are doing the Disney dining plan. I mean, with the kids eat free, to have 3 of them eating free and the number of character meals that we're going to fit in, it just made too much sense for us to do the dining plan there. So.
Yes.
So in that respect, whether it's probably Regal Eagle or one of the Mexican pavilion places, or even just kind of hitting some of the snacks or listening to some of the new goofy foods outside, his dance party. We'll see. We'll see.
Did you ever think you'd be saying these words? Maybe we'll catch some of the snacks outside Goofy's dance party.
Being a parent makes you say a lot of things you didn't think you would eventually say, right? And like I said, I never went to Disney growing up, right? So it wasn't something I had to do. But like I said earlier, once I find kind of a project, I kind of dive all in, and that's really where I am. And my wife teaches 3rd grade, so her school year just got done, and the end of the school year is a lot for teachers, and she's kind of like, okay, you do all the planning, and then this week it's been like, okay, what all are we doing?
Get her caught up.
Yep, get her caught up. So I said, do I have some websites and spreadsheets for you to look at?
That's right. We've got lots of tools. Yep. Okay, so quick service dining on this day.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, anything else on this day before we go to Tuesday?
So I used the park picker tool that you had on the website and was trying to even, I think I left some feedback on the website of because we're staying at the deluxe resort, we're doing the extended evening hours, right?
Mhm.
And so it's Monday here and Wednesday at Magic Kingdom, but then those are also busy days. So I'm also interested at the end, will I think I should have picked the less busy day, or I really appreciate the extended evening hours. My guess is for Epcot, we'll appreciate the extended evening hours because being at Beach Club, we can go back for a long time in the middle of the day and still do a late night. We'll see about Magic Kingdom.
Okay, so this day is extended evening hours at Epcot.
Yes.
All right. So maybe an afternoon break.
I would certainly think so. That's kind of why we did Test Track probably even later at night.
What I like about this is that if you're there during the day and you're using like a Guardians Lightning Lane and like your family likes it, then you'll have another chance to do it without the Lightning Lane that night.
For sure. And we'll try and hit Frozen during rope drop, and maybe we'll get a Frozen Lightning Lane later in the day. But if not, maybe hit it a second time. I can see that. We have all our outfits planned for the day, and Sloane's wearing her Anna and Elsa skirt and dress set. So, yeah.
That's cute. I have my Anna braids in today. I always
love them. Oh,
I always feel like Anna when I have the double braids. Okay, then what is your plan for Tuesday, June 16th?
So on Tuesday, we're going to Hollywood Studios. And this in some ways is the day that probably makes me the most nervous, just in terms of will we be able to accomplish everything that we kind of want to accomplish. But so I once again plan on rope dropping this. Not exactly sure. I'm kind of going back and forth between, do we walk over from Beach Club? We are doing a stroller. I rented a double stroller. So that's actually being through our private car company. So I don't have to meet anyone in the lobby. So once they pick us up, they'll also have the stroller for us. It's probably been 2 years since we pushed our kids anywhere in a stroller. But my thought is at some point over the course of the week, the twins will probably take a nap in there somewhere, or at least they'll go more at my speed rather than their speed, so that we can be more efficient. So probably walk over there. Maybe boat, maybe go back by boat at some point, right? Like I want to hit all the kinds of transportation. Maybe this is our Skyliner chance at some point, but I feel like if we walk and get out of the door at a great time, maybe I'm more in control of my own time frame at that point. So
yes.
So our plan there is to rope drop, probably hit all the Toy Story land. So our first Lightning Lane, we have 2 in the 9 o'clock hour. We did Star Tours at 9:15, and we also have the Frozen show at 9:30. But then we have Rise of the Resistance at 6:15 p.m. and Slinky Dog at 7:25 p.m. I think if we can get at the front, towards the front of rope drop, we will also try and rope drop Slinky Dog initially as well. But if for some reason we're moving slow that morning, knowing that we have that in our back pocket, that Lightning Lane, we may go Minnie and Mickey's as our first ride of the day. But this is like I said earlier, our twins especially, but really all the family, we really enjoy Star Wars. So I think a large portion of the day will be spent in Galaxy's Edge, seeing the different characters and watching them come out. And also, as I mentioned earlier, Sloan is a huge Stitch fan as well. So there's the Stitch character experience if you have your Visa Disney card. So making sure we hit that sometime between 9 and noon. So we do have a Oga's reservation at noon, and we are doing the Fantasmic dining package. So we have a sci-fi reservation at 2:05.
Okay. Making use of those credits.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. We will, like I said, we'll use many of those, and a bunch of them will end up being on characters as well.
Okay. And on this day, are you thinking afternoon break or that you'll go through?
That will probably to be determined, right? I can see that being a thing where our afternoon is more full of some of the shows, or Villain Show, Beauty and the Beast, Little Mermaid, right? So if those are areas where maybe the boys we don't do early bedtimes at home, but I also know that if they're out in the heat and having a busy day, they're also prone to fall asleep if we take a 5-minute drive. So maybe in that stroller, they'll kind of pass out and get a second wind, and we can have a long day in the park. And like I said, I'm not sure what impact the weather's going to have on people, right?
Yeah.
Like we're up here in Michigan, and about 2 weeks ago, it was still, some days were in the 50s. So, you know, the blood still has our winter thickness and everything. So,
yeah, you got to see how the heat does with your family.
Yeah, for sure.
But with Epcot and Hollywood Studios, it is so easy to go back to your hotel. So at least it's there.
For sure.
Okay, you ready for Wednesday, June 17th?
Yep. Wednesday, June 17th will be the first of 2 Magic Kingdom days, right? And so I mentioned Hollywood Studios is a day that makes me nervous. Magic Kingdom probably would, except for the fact that I know we're going to have it split out over 2 days, and I think we can fit in everything there. So, given that there's a good chance we'll have gone 2 long days, even if we have breaks, we'll have 2 late nights. I'm not as focused on rope dropping it right away. I'd still like to be there earlier than not, but if we don't rope drop it, that's okay. I mean, that being said, we do have we have a Buzz Lightning Lane is our first one of the day at 9:55, and we do have a 10:25 Crystal Palace table service reservation.
Okay. And just a reminder that you can be up to 2 hours late for your lightning lanes.
Yes. And I took that into account when I was making these things. I was like, okay, like even some of the ones at night, I was like, okay, we'll do it here. But if we think that later, you know, we do have that. So yeah.
We do some trip reports where people are stressing about making their lightning lanes. It's like, no, they'll let you be late. It's fine.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So my thought is that we'll probably get in and ride that before heading over to our dining reservation. But if we need to hit Buzz after we eat, then that's fine too. My daughter was in the Winnie the Pooh kids musical here this past fall, so she's excited. She's got a Winnie the Pooh outfit to wear for that. I mean, we're doing like multiple outfit changes on some of these days. So, you know, I think we're hitting the sweet spot on many of the kids and what their experience can be.
Well, I'm excited to see the pictures then when you get back.
Yeah,
I love all the planning.
Yeah. So we have that. Let's see. Then we have Seven Dwarfs for 12:45. We have Pirates at 1:25, followed by Beacon Barrel at 2:20. So between Beacon Barrel and Oga, I was going back and forth. I was like, is this something that the kids will like? I think they'll like the theming. I hope they don't have to stand, right? But we'll see. And if it's not great, we don't need the 2 drinks. We do 1 drink, and you know, we don't have to be there for 45 minutes, right? I know they'll kick us out after 45, but they won't hold us against our will if we want to leave at 30. So
that's right.
I think they'll love the theming. We've been, since we scheduled the trip, we've been trying to have family movie night probably once a week, and doesn't happen every week, but we've kind of expanded their Disney movie catalog, right? And one of those was Pirates, and I forgot kind of how scary some of the zombie scenes could be. You know, but they're 4-year-old boys, so every night they're battling with lightsabers or something else anyway. So, you know, it wasn't that big a leap. So after Beacon Barrel, we do have Big Thunder at 2:45, and then Tron at 7:15. And then this night, we are also doing the fireworks dessert post party. So I think the fireworks are at 10, check-in is at 9, and this also extended evening hours in Magic Kingdom. So who knows how late we'll last. So
that is a big day.
It's a full day.
Very, very full. But I'm glad that you're not too into rope drop just in case.
And like I said, we do our planning 2 days in the park. My thought generally on this day is this will, like, other than Seven Dwarfs, we probably won't touch Fantasyland, right? That's going to be our next day at Magic Kingdom. So we'll probably hit the other areas and maybe a little bit of Tomorrowland. But if we need to do Tomorrowland on the second day, we can do that as well. So if we have to, if after Pirates and Beak, we need to head back to the hotel for 3 hours, we can do that as well.
Okay. All right. What is your plan for Thursday, June 18th?
Thursday. So day. So being there at Beach Club, we're going to take advantage of Stormalong Bay and everything. But we do have a morning reservation at Cape May Cafe. So we'll do, I think it's like a 10 o'clock or something. I don't have it. Excuse me, 9:15. So maybe I'm waking them up, but they're not going to sleep past 9 o'clock, and we'll wander downstairs and go to breakfast. So,
yeah, it's a short commute.
Short commute, right? That they don't have to wait for a bus or anything like that. And so then after that, we'll probably spend most of the day out at Stormalong Bay. We did reserve one of the 4 cabanas for that day. And so once again, we'll enjoy the sun, but also have a place to kind of escape the direct sun and the heat a little bit. So that's probably where we're going to be all day.
Okay. That sounds fun. I have never done a pool cabana like that, so I'm excited to hear about that.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. Once again, it was kind of like, okay, if this is our one pool day, I don't know. There's a lot of rationalization and money spent throughout this whole thing, but I think it's our first trip. You only get one first trip, right? So we'll see. I'll look forward to reporting on it, and if we think it was a good value or not, I'll let you know. So, and then at night, we'll probably head over to Disney Springs. We do have a 6:30 reservation at Homecoming, but if for some reason we decide that we just need a quieter day, we also do have an 8:15 at Beaches and Cream. I got that in case we ended up punting on the Sunday of Beaches and Cream. I at least wanted to have something there. So that one is for all 6 people. But also, who knows, if we go quick service over at Disney Springs, kind of looking at some of the different options there, Polite Pig looks like something that would excite some people. So, we'll kind of play that one a little bit by ear.
Yes, that's a good one. There's lots of good choices. Yeah. Okay, Friday, June 19th?
Friday, June 19th, we're back at Magic Kingdom. Let's see there. So on this day, we are planning to rope drop. Hopefully, we're a little bit rested, early bedtime, and up and at 'em early on Friday. So the plan there would be to, not sure if, probably depending on how much they enjoy Seven Dwarfs, of whether or not we would look to rope drop it and ride it later with a lightning lane, or if we would just look to use our lightning lane there. But we do have a lightning lane for it. But do we go Peter Pan and Winnie the Pooh? So probably, like I said, we'll determine how much they enjoy it on Wednesday, but that's kind of what we're thinking. We do have another Buzz lightning lane for 9:20, and then we have Dumbo at 10:20. I was just like, I need something in the morning in Fantasyland. And the other thing I didn't realize is when making the multi-pass, it wouldn't let me stack them like 9:20 to 10:20. Then the next one couldn't be until 10:20. It wouldn't let me do it 9:35, which in all my research, I failed to comprehend that. So I got a little frustrated, and then I realized, okay, this must just be the way it's kind of blocked out.
When you're initially booking, I think that's how it works, but then it'll often let you modify to let them overlap. So
I tried to modify later that day, and it wouldn't, but I did set up Wait Magic, and I'm having it look to try and move my Soarin' on Monday a little bit earlier, although I kind of need to, somehow one of my daughter's accounts, everything's linking to her account, but Wait Magic thinks it's not, so I've got to hit up Wait Magic customer support and see if I can get all that to work out. So
they have good support, so I hope that they will be able to help.
So let's see, also that day we have 6:15 Seven Dwarfs. We do have Peter Pan at 6:20, Tron at 8:10. So those are all the lightning lanes for that day. But kind of our big focus, this is our, like I said, our Fantasyland day. It's our Princess Day. So Sloane's doing Bibbidi Boppidi Boutique at 10:30, and then we have Cinderella's Royal Table at 1:05.
Really nailed it with all your reservations.
Hey, well, thanks to you, I knew that, okay, some of these, the enchanting extras I can do at midnight, and then also knowing that, okay, get on those dining reservations at 6 o'clock. And by putting Magic Kingdom on the back end of our trip, I was really able to get the things that I wanted there.
Exactly. All right. after. Anything else that you want to mention on this day?
I don't think so. No, we'll see if we stick around for another fireworks show or if it's, hey, we need to beat the crowds and get out of here because our checkout day is also our earliest departure day the next day. So with Animal Kingdom.
Okay. So Saturday, June 20th, Animal Kingdom Day.
Animal Kingdom. So not surprisingly, as probably most people with kids my age, Bluey is a high priority. And we're certainly excited to see that because for the longest time, it's just like, it's coming in summer. And I'm like, well, this is summer, June. And they wouldn't announce a date and then all of a sudden it was like, okay, here it is. And then there's the virtual queue. So learning all about the virtual queue. And then that was gone, right? And so just kind of, so my guess is that we will rope drop Bluey. And I was just listening to the podcast she just recorded talking about that doing it earlier in the day seems to kind of lessen that time. I don't know if we'll try and get a ride in during early entry or if we'll just kind of go straight to the train and look to do that. Like I said, having, I think, all the lightning lanes for Animal Kingdom will allow us to easily knock everything out there.
Yeah.
So that might be it, right? Because I think Bluey and then Judy Hopps and Nick Wilde, I think we'll spend some time in line for those characters. And as we will be every day, right? It's going to be balancing rides. It's going to be balancing character meets. I've told the family, you tell me which characters are important to you guys. I'm sure we'll have all the princesses. We'll have all the autographed books. Right. And just looking to really maximize everything, right? Maximize everything without running everybody into the ground. So we'll see if that's successful.
Well, you're certainly throwing lots of research and resources at it. So you're doing your best. Okay. So
we're trying, right? So
what about dining on this day?
So dining on this day, we do have Tusker House at 1:30. And I am interested if some of the stuff at Satuli Canteen for breakfast looks good, but I'm like, that looks like it's on the opposite arc of where I need to go for the Bluey train, right? So trying to figure out what's a priority there. But Tusker House, I think, will be good. We do have our lightning lane set up for Safari at 9:30, Flight of Passage at 10:05, Navi at 10:30, and then Zootopia at 12. And so, we were talking about height for rides and everything earlier. So 48 inches is kind of a clean one that both girls can go on, neither one of the boys. The ones that are 44 inches, one of the boys is enough and the other one is not, right? The other one's probably like half an inch below.
Oh, so, that's rough when you're twins.
I know. No. So it may just be, oh, sorry, boys, you can't ride this one. Unless the other one grows a lot. So we'll see.
Yeah.
But so like I said, Flight of Passage, someone's probably going to get to ride that twice.
Yeah. Okay. Got it. All right. That'll be a fun day.
Yeah.
Anything before we move on to the last day?
No. So one of the difficult parts is we're leaving the hotel nice. We'll leave our room nice and early. We'll be checking out at that point because when we originally booked the reservation, the plan was, okay, we'll go to Animal Kingdom and then we'll head out. We'll start driving back on Saturday afternoon. So the reservation went through Saturday. So the plan is we'll leave the bags down at Bell Services and at 9:00, I've arranged for the car to pick us up and take us back to the same Ava hotel. And so at some point we'll go back and grab the bags, but we've got time to either go, depending on how long our park day is, we can either go to Disney Springs. I do have a reservation. I just grabbed one at Hale and Compass, but we might end up canceling that or just finding quick service somewhere or passed out from exhaustion in the lobby of our hotel and just wait for our transportation back to SpringHill Suites. So that's Saturday.
Okay. And then Sunday is departure.
Sunday's departure day, picking us up at 6 a.m. I have a 9:00 flight back to Detroit. Arrive at about 11:30 and then about an hour and a half drive back home.
All right. Okay. Is there anything about your trip that we haven't talked about?
No, like I said, I think it's exciting. The whole family's pumped. We've been having a countdown in our living room since it's been 100 and some days, and it was a big
Mhm.
chain cord and cutting stuff every day, and it's getting pretty small, and we're just going to try and beat the heat. And I look forward to, like I said, I've learned a ton from your podcast and your social sites, and I feel like I'm prepared, but I also know I'm going to learn stuff that I probably wish I knew. So
Mhm.
I hope
You you're
I
gonna
hope the trip can provide something to somebody else there.
Yes, I'm sure it will, but you'll know more than 95% of people there. So you're gonna be good. So
My wife keeps asking, she goes, "Doesn't everybody do this planning?" I said, "No." Shannon says no. So even like mobile ordering, I
Uh-huh.
think I'm gonna try and make sure we do that. And I think you always mention that, especially during summer, people just show up and expect, "Oh, what is it? I gotta
Hey,
wait in line."
planners have a huge advantage in the summer because summer travelers are much more casual.
Great.
So you'll be good. You'll be good. All right. So this has been good to chat with you, and I'm really excited to talk to you in 2 weeks to see how it all worked out.
Thank you. That will be fun.
Okay. Have a great trip.
Thank you so much.